this is Deb from Red Shoe Life, and I want to say happy Monday. This is the first day of the week for me, and I am raring to go. I have my lunch packed and all my little health food goodies for me to have during the day. I'm going to be home at regular time today, so I'm not really too worried about it. I am looking at about 12 days straight of working after today, and so I'm trying to pace myself a little bit. I had the opportunity this weekend to go on a really nice trip with Chance. We headed west into Arkansas to a little town called Helena, West Helena. So it is the site of a lot of Civil War battles, and there's statues and cannons and things like that. There was a lot of antebellum and Victorian homes, so I was really liking that a lot. I wish that I could have gone inside all the houses, but this was just a little quick day trip, and I thought you'd like to see some of I just love architecture, looking at all the turrets and the porches and things. It was really lovely to see. The thing that struck me the most after I got home about the trip was the second town that we visited. It was several hours even further west, called Hot Springs, Arkansas, which the last time I visited 20-something years ago was nothing like it is today, and I was surely shocked when I got there on how it had grown. It is a virtual metropolis of little shops and restaurants and beauty. Everything was landscaped and almost a little too touristy for me, you know, with the duck boat rides and the believe it or not museums sort of thing. But it reminded me a little bit of Branson, but totally more charming than Branson. But what struck me was how it had transformed, and how I could see Helena, West Helena, headed in that direction. They had lots of closed stores, boarded up businesses, but then every other one was a new business that was opening, new breweries and new restaurants and things. There was beautiful cultural centers, and it's right there on the Mississippi River bluff, so a really cool place to visit. You got to go there. I can see that they're working really hard to bring in people. I was overwhelmed by how nice everyone was to us while we were there, how delicious the food was at Laceys, and I mean the chefs and the mayor, you know, was there and took time to talk to us. The owners came out and took pictures. Where do you get that? You certainly don't get that in Memphis. But even Memphis in the 90s wasn't like it is today. Now, you know, I've seen all the pictures of when Memphis was first established, of course, compared to now. But even as little as 20-30 years ago, there wasn't the shops and the destinations as there is now. Downtown Memphis, the Main Street in particular, and Front Street, the Riverside Drive, has completely transformed just over the last 20 years or so. Midtown, oh my goodness, the restaurants, just the nightlife, totally different than what it had been. So with that, what I'm saying is everything has the potential to improve and to go in the direction that you hear the roosters, you know, just to be what you want to be. And so today's Monday, y'all. Get up, go on, go out for and go get it. Go get your Red Shoe Life, write down what you want, and it can be you. These little places have done it. You can too. Happy Monday. Hey guys, here I am in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and sometimes you just got to leave the yard work behind and get out and have a little fun. We have been driving for hours. We went to Helena, Arkansas, and this video will show you some of the Victorian houses that I got to see there. You know, those are my favorite. So this city here is amazing, and it'll have to be a whole nother video because it'll take days just to go to all these shops. But we are going to take a little detour and go to an Irish pub. I guess they have beer there. Don't tell my life coach that I'm drinking gluten. Okay, check out this video. And here we are, crossing the Mississippi River into Arkansas. This is the big bridge. We call it the M Bridge. It's shaped like the letter M, and it lights up at night all these different really cool colors. All right, and here we have the home of St. Jude Children's Hospital. We are really fortunate that we have that here in Memphis. And also the Bass Pro Shop. It took a million years for them to get it ready, but it is an amazing destination, even with log cabins up at the top, and a restaurant at the very tip that you can go out and look at all over Memphis. After we cross into the bridge, you'll see that this part of Arkansas is really flat and has a lot of rice industry, a lot of cotton growing everywhere. A little bit later in the fall, it looks like snow because there's just cotton everywhere. It's very flat and very wet and low, but it is such a beautiful relief after getting out of the city of Memphis. But as you go further and further into the countryside, it starts to get nice little hills, but I just absolutely love all the little barns and little old houses and things, and I just want to go and grab a piece of it and bring it back to my house. Here you'll see some cornfields and other crops that this New Yorker has no idea what they are, but just the drive in general with the barns is amazing. Of course, there's a church on every single corner of every different type. Some you recognize and some you don't. We just kept referring to some of these buildings, these homes and things that had all this stuff in the front yard as their outdoor delectable selections. Some of these things had everything from carousel horses. Of course, there's lots of roadside stands with pecans and tomatoes and watermelons and things like that, but we stopped at this restaurant called Laceys for lunch. These are the owners. They came out to talk to us and just were so friendly. The waitresses, they were just posing for pictures and showing off their beautiful desserts that looked so delicious. Here I am with the mayor, Kevin Smith. He was elected about a year ago, last December, and resides over this town of about 12,000 people. This is Kathy, my favorite waitress. She took care of us throughout the lunch and introduced us to everybody around the room. And then we got a chance to meet some local people out in the parking lot. I just can't take a chance anywhere. He says I'm the one that does all the talking, but every time I turn my head, he's talking to somebody. We really did enjoy Helena and all of the architecture. We stopped off at the visitor center and got all the information that we needed. I had no idea that this was such a historical site, and we took a lot of time checking out the bunkers and the Civil War cannons and all the statues. This is a picture of the Welcome Center. They spent a lot of money on this. It was a pretty cool spot. Everywhere you looked, there was churches with these big steeples and spires. Some of them had been refurbished. Some of them were in need of some TLC. I just took some sneak peeks of some buildings as we were just driving by, so this is not the best photography, but I just didn't even know where to look because every corner had something cool to look at. There was a lot of old churches, some of them still churches, some of them turned into restaurants or tea rooms. This is the Cultural Center. It was right next to the river, so it looked like there was an outdoor amphitheater for musical entertainment. A lot of stores up and down the main historic drag there. I even saw the Buster Brown store. I don't think it still sells Buster Browns, but the sign itself was so cool. Check it out. We just pulled over at a dead stop to take a picture of this one. I even jumped out of the car. It was awesome, from the copper cupola, you know, to the trim, all the gingerbread all around the porch. And here's Conway Twitty. Hello, darling. Country music everywhere we went, of course. Yeah, there's still some signs of old-time religion and new. It was just such a combination of things there. I almost had a heart attack when I saw this house. I took pictures of it. I took 100 pictures of it from every angle. I'm not going to show you all of them, but oh my goodness, I was just drooling. The little windows and the roofing material, I don't even know if that's slate or what it is. I had really never seen anything in this great shape. It was awesome. You know, the wrought iron fence, and then, you know, right down the road there was this this inn. It's a bed and breakfast, and I'm just dying to stay there. The brochures actually had it as a mustard color, and it looks like it had just been recently refurbished. It's definitely a destination. Of course, what would be a trip to Memphis or to Arkansas without a thunderstorm? So we had a heck of a time there for just a little bit, but it did cool the temperature down a little bit, and then we continued on to Hot Springs. There's a cutie from the main street that goes through there, and you know, some of them sort of looks like the Bates Motel. A little scary. I believe this church here is now a yoga and dance studio. I just thought how cool it must look on the inside to be doing meditation with that big stained glass window streaming light in. Just really awesome. There's a lot of this quarry stuff around. I don't know if it's granite or shale or what it is, but all roads lead to the Copper Penny Pub. Guys, we are headed home back to Memphis. It has been a very long day. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that you give Arkansas a try. This is just a little tiny tip of the state. It's a very beautiful state, especially in North Arkansas, up near Mountain View and Mountain Home. Lots of lakes and things. It's really dark in the car here. I don't know if you can see me. But we're about ready to go over the Mississippi River again, back into Memphis. So I hope you had a great day, and get out there and live your red shoe life. Thanks for watching.